Who moved my cheese? Many of you are going to wake up and say, where is my cheese? Your cheese is not going to be where your cheese used to be at. And for those of you who have read the book some years ago, Who Moved My Cheese, I'm not even going in that vein, even though I am going in that vein. You'll catch on to what it is that I mean. You are going to wake up and say, where is my cheese? This is my cheese. This cheese has always been here. This is cheese that has been reliable. This is cheese that I have depended on. This is cheese that I feel like I am entitled to because this is where my cheese usually is. This is where I am comfortable in getting my cheese from. And why has somebody moved my cheese? And you are going to look and not be able to find your cheese for days until you move and go find cheese somewhere else, or either you go find a place where the cheese was moved to. Because I can guarantee you, your cheese ain't gonna be in the place where you think that your cheese is supposed to be. And you could say all you want to about this is my cheese, I earned this cheese, I'm entitled to this cheese, this is where the cheese has always been. But that cheese is going to be moved and ain't going to be nothing you can do about your cheese not being where it's supposed to be. Some of you are going to go through the maze, which we are already in the maze, and you are going to begin to try to find that same cheese that was already there. And you're not going to be able to find that same cheese because that same cheese is not in a place for you to easily find, or in a place that you're used to, or in a place that you're trained to, or in a place where your degree is. That cheese has now moved to a whole nother location that may not even be a location. It may be digital, where you're used to having paperwork and doing things on hand to find your cheese. And you find yourself not qualified to eat your cheese because the cheese has gotten up and moved and it's no longer available to you. And some of you are going to go through the maze looking for the same old cheese that no longer exists because the cheese has been upgraded to another kind of cheese that your palate cannot take, and you don't want that cheese. So when you find cheese, it's not the cheese that you want, so you're not going to want any cheese instead of eating the cheese that is there until you can find the cheese that you like. Then there are some of you, you're going to branch off and find new cheese and enjoy the new cheese, but the new cheese, there's no guarantee in the new cheese being there either. Because the new cheese, the same person who put the cheese there, that's the new cheese, can change the cheese and move the cheese. So your best bet is to have your own cheese and to get your own cheese and start building and establishing so you can have your own cheese set up in place by making your own cheese in whatever flavor you want. Because there are new opportunities and new ways out here to make cheese, but you are still holding on to the cheese that is already made and in place for you to just show up and eat that cheese instead of you adding flavor and your own little touches and making your own kind of cheese. Because the time is going to come when you may need to trade cheese. And the type of cheese that you have, somebody else don't have that kind of cheese. and the cheese that everybody's used to, now you can introduce them to a new kind of cheese that they've never had before, and it'll make you in a place where you got enough cheese to stack cheese. Because now you have the option to have a variety of cheese as well as offer a variety of cheese while still having the pleasure of having access to some of the old cheese. But if you stay still and keep going back to that spot of where the cheese that you were used to is, you're going to miss out on all the cheese, because that cheese ain't coming back. He who have an ear, hear what I'm saying to you, because your cheese is about to be moved. You're going to wake up and say, where my cheese at? And who moved my cheese? I hope that this blesses you. Have a great